All right, so you guys, the Chapter 4 extra credit practice test ended up being your test. So now you got to do test corrections on the ones you missed. So number 1 says p minus 3 equals -4. So your variable term is the p. So to get rid of -3, you have to add 3 to both sides of the equation. So we end up with p, these cancel, equal sign comes down, and -4 plus 3 is -1. Number 2, here's your variable term. Gotta get rid of this -2 by adding 2. So we add 2 to both sides of the equation. Those cancel. We get j equals -22 plus 2 is -20. Number 3 says write the word sentence as an equation, then solve the equation. So the word more than means plus C. I'm going to write it C plus 10 because more than you switch around. The word is means equal 3. So now I have to get rid of the plus 10 by going minus 10, minus 10. I end up with C equals -7. So this is your equation you would have to write in the computer, and then this is your answer. So this one, they give you the perimeter, and then they try to find this missing side. So you have to go the missing side plus 8.3 plus 3.8 plus 8.3 equals the perimeter, which is 24.2. So then if you add up all those three sides, you have x plus, that'd be 20.4 equals 24.2. So now what I do is I go minus 20.4 minus 20.4. So I find out that the missing side is 3.8 inches. So if they give you the perimeter, you basically take the perimeter and subtract the other three sides. All right, number 5. Here's your variable term. So you got to get rid of the divided by 7. So you times both sides by 7. 7 times -7 is -49. These 7's cancel. Over here, here's the y. So it's touching the 2, so that's multiplication. So to undo multiplication, you do division. So we divide both sides by 2. So -10 divided by 2 is -5. All right, next page, number 7. So on this one, here's your letter Z. So you got to divide by -5.4. Divide by -5.4. So we get Z equals, so on the calculator you go -32.4 divided by -5.4. That's going to give you a +6. Okay, number 8. The product. The word product means multiplication. The product of 15 and a number. They don't tell us what letter to use, so I'm going to use X, but on the computer I'm pretty sure they tell you what to use. So 15 times X is equal -75. So to solve this, we divide both sides by 15. And negative 75 divided by 15 is negative 5. All right, two-step equation. Here's your variable term. First thing you got to get rid of is the plus 3. So we go minus 3 to both sides. The 4b comes down. The 3's cancel. Negative 9 minus 3 is negative 12. Then we have to divide both sides by 4. So we find out that b is negative 3. Number 10, here's your variable term. So we got to get rid of minus 7 by adding 7. So I get negative 6t equals 24. Then, to get rid of the negative 6 touching the t, you do division. So divide both sides by negative 6. So 24 divided by negative 6 is negative 4. Number 11. What I am going to do on this one, we are going to distribute this to both of these. So we end up negative 1/3 times 4, that's negative 4/3, plus negative 1/3 z, so that's multiplying by both, equals negative 5/6. Now this is my variable term, so I get rid of the negative 4/3 by adding 4/3, so plus 4/3. My common denominator on that one would be 6. So that's 8 over 6, and that's negative 5 over 6. So negative 5, positive 8, that's 3 over 6. So we end up with negative 1/3 z equals 3/6. Then to get rid of the 1/3, negative 1/3 touching the z, going to multiply by its reciprocal. So that's going to be negative 3 over 1. So times this by negative 3 over 1. So z equals negative 9 over 6, which would simplify to negative 3 over 2. So you get negative 3 over 2 and negative 1.5 or negative 1 1/2. All right, combining like terms, we have a 12t minus 8t. So 12 minus 8 is 4t equals negative 52. Then we have to divide by 4. So t equals negative 13. All right, number 13. It says write the word sentence as an inequality. Inequality means greater than, less than, equal to, that kind of thing. So a number y minus 1/2 is no more than negative 3 over 2. So y minus 1/2 is no more than. So if it's not more than, it's less than or equal to. So if it's not more than, it's less than or equal to negative 3 over 2. So this is your inequality written. And that's it. Okay, number 14. Tell whether the given value is a solution to the inequality. So n equals negative 3. So 6 divided by, for n, we're going to use negative 3. Is that less than or equal to negative 5? 6 divided by negative 3, that's negative 2. Is negative 2 less than or equal to negative 5? The answer is no. Negative 2 is greater than or equal to negative 5, but it's not less than, so no. Number 15, we want to graph this. 1 3/4. 1 3/4, this would be 1 1/4. 1 2/4. So 1 3/4 would be right here. That's 1 3/4. Now, you're going to have an empty circle because it's not equal to, and we want all the numbers less than 1 3/4. So it goes to the left, empty circle. So this one, d plus 12, less than 19. So we solve it by doing minus 12, minus 12. We get d less than 19 minus 12. That's going to be 7. So to graph that, you got an empty circle at the 7, and less than goes to the left. Okay, number 17, a minus 2, so we go plus 2, plus 2. A is greater than, 4 plus 2 is 6. Circle's empty at 6, and it goes to the right. Number 18, divide both sides by 2. We get n greater than, 20 divided by 2 is 10. So we find the 10. The circle is going to be empty, and greater than goes to the right. All right, on the last page. So on this one, we want to get rid of the negative 4/3. So you multiply by its reciprocal, which would be negative 3/4. So I multiply this side by negative 3/4. Since I'm multiplying by a negative, you have to flip your sign. So that's going to be the less than symbol. Negative 3/4 times negative 4, that is 3. And s. So 3 is less than s, so here's the 3. And since s is 3 is smaller than s, that's the greater than. This one, you got to go plus 5, plus 5. Negative 2t less than 14. Then we divide by negative 2. You have to flip. We get negative 7. So t is greater than negative 7. Circle is going to be empty at negative 7 and going to the right. 21, you got to add 7 first. That's 5 greater than m over 6. Then we got to times both sides by 6. 30 greater than m. Or you can write it m less than 30. So here's the 30, circle's empty, less than, left. This one, let's go ahead, multiply negative 1/3 times this, so negative 1/3 p plus negative 3 less than or equal to 4. So then to get rid of this minus 3, negative 3, you go plus 3. So I get negative 1/3 p less than or equal to 7. Then I'm going to times this by its reciprocal. So I have to flip because I'm multiplying by a negative. So I get p is greater than or equal to negative 21. So at 21 negative, circle is going to be shaded finally because it's equal to. and greater than.